Hello and welcome back to the Games Kingdom. My name's Carl King and today we're going to be doing an unboxing for a new game that I got this week. But before we do that, I'd like to just give a quick mention to a company where I bought this new mat from, also arrived this week. A company called 2D6 UK. They printed this for me, as you can see, to sort of show off my Games Kingdom logo on future videos, starting with this one. And they will do all sorts of different mats for you. They sent me a sample, which as you can see is very colourful here, of a sort of mushroom field. So I sort of cut that piece out of a double sample where the other half of it was part of the logo that you can see on the table now. But yeah, it's fairly thin but fairly strong material, so you know you can really sort of pull that and it doesn't rip or anything. Nice backing on it, and as I say, full colour printing, as you can see here, very nicely done. There's lots of different designs, lots of different sort of patterns and battlefields that you can have. So if you go and check out their website, as I say, it's 2d6.uk, and you know, very reasonable price as well. So this is a 6x4 mat. Cost me in the region of sort of 60 odd pounds, but well pleased with it, and as I say, will be used on hopefully on all of my future videos that I do for my channel. It's not going to be used for playing on, just for a sort of channel video type scenario. But yeah, just a quick mention for that before we get into today's game of unboxing. So the game that we're going to be looking at is a game called IMMORTALS. Now I picked this up as I say this week, along with a couple of expansions for Tricerion, but I picked this up from a company that is now sadly, as of Friday of last week, that's the 13th of March 26, who have sadly closed down, and they were called Kienda, K-I-E-N-D-A. If you've used them, you'll know that they were excellent company to deal with. Never had really any issues with them. Excellent prices, good stock levels, and the customer service was really good. Just a shame that more people didn't use them. Also, what they used to do when you sent orders in over a certain amount, they used to send you a free mouse mat, and basically on that mouse mat were sizes of cards, so you could put your card down. It would tell you the size of that card, and then you knew what sleeves, if you wanted to sleeve those cards, what sleeve size you needed to order. So without having to measure them, you could just lay them down on this template across the mouse pad, and that's become an essential tool for me, as I do sleeve a lot of my board games, especially those that I'm going to be playing regularly and have a lot of cards. I do like to sleeve them just to keep the cards in pristine condition, and those mouse pads became essential for that. So we'll have a look before we get into the box. We'll have a look on the back of the box. So as you can see here, this is a 3 to 5 player game. It says it lasts about a couple of hours. The reason I picked this up, I'd never really heard of this game before, but it was listed at £75. I picked it up brand new, £7.50. So an absolute bargain. Even if we only play it once and we don't like it, end up trading it or whatever, or giving it away as a sort of prize on my channel for future giveaways. You know, you get a nice board. There's some player boards and some dual player boards, and there's also a dice tower with a nice mechanism where you have coloured cubes for each player. You put those cubes into a dice tower. You choose as a player how many dice cubes you're going to put into there by the fact that it's determined by the regions that you fight in. So you take those cubes from those regions, you put them into the dice tower, but inside the dice tower they've got ledges. Now on those ledges there will be other dice, cubes of not only your colour and your opponent's colour, but also those of other players. and as the new cubes that are put into it go through, they will potentially get stuck, and also they may dislodge other ones. So you might put in 5 of your coloured cubes, but 8, 9, 10 or more, or less than 5 of your coloured cubes may come out. And it's that determines at the bottom, when they come out of the tray, the one with the most coloured cubes in the battle wins. And then if there's 5 red and 3 green, then all the green ones are lost, 3 of the red ones are lost, so that's 2 of the red ones I believe go back into the region that you're fighting. But yeah, that's a nice little mechanism, and the dice tower is already made up in the box, but we'll have a look. And it's got, I have opened this, and it's got an excellent insert as well, very chunky insert. So without any sort of further ado, we'll get into the box. Just get that open. It is, as you can see, it's quite a chunky deep box there. You get 3 different rule books. I've taken the other 2 out, but there is a English rule book obviously that I'll be using. We'll have a look through that in a minute. Now I haven't punched anything out. I will be after this video, but so you've got some double boards, and there's different races in the game, and then you'll be playing as 2 of those races. One will be a dark and one will be a light race, and depending on which side of the board you're fighting on, because the board is the same sort of world stroke area, but just one side is a dark side, one is a light side, and you can be fighting in one area and winning in another area. So as you can see, those boards are determined by these sort of angel wings and demon wings. So you'll get a board and you'll choose a race, and one of those will make up each side of your player board, and then you'll play cards down onto those areas and where those things go. So it'll determine whether you're going to do battles, collect money, and all other sorts of things like resources or new cards potentially. And then we've got lots of other tokens, as you can see here. Very colourful game. And there you've got all of your sort of monetary tokens, 1s, 2s and 5s. We've got some more player boards here, and some of the race cards with banners and more there. So as I say, you've got the things on the back. So those numbers on the back are what you determine what your starting resources and cards are, and then when you have done that, you'll put one of the, potentially you could be those, you'll put those 2 things together, and that will make up your player board. But you don't necessarily have to choose those 2. You can mix and match these as you see fit, I believe. But we'll have a look through the rule book, and that'll give us a bit more. There are a couple of videos out there that are showing you how to play. So as you can see here, you've got the light side of the world. Try and get that so it's not too shiny. And then there's a score track around the outside, and there's the same where it's the dark side of that particular world. So as you can see, the 2 names are the same. So you've got on that sort of far side here foothold, and then you've got foothold on there as well. So that just literally folds up into a 3-piece board, but it'll fold out. You've got all of these cubes. So these are all the cubes that you get for being the different player colours, so we'll have to sort those out. This is your dice tower. It's already made up in the box. As you can see there, hopefully you'll see all those like ledges in there. So some of the cubes are going to get stuck in there, and the ones that come out will not necessarily be all of the ones that you've put in. So you put that into there, so the cubes will come down into here. There is a funnel piece that you put into there, and that's where you funnel your pieces in, and they will come out the bottom. So what we might try and do here, just as a quickie on camera, we'll put a few of these through. So as you can see, we've got, let's try and put all of one colour in so that we can try and get a few of these sort of staying in there. So we'll put a load of the black ones into here. So some have come out, well, most of them. We'll try that again, see if we can get a few more to sort of stay. And then, as you see, yeah, it is working. I think they're supposed to stay a little bit better than that. But what we'll try and do is get a few more to stay in. And then we'll take all of these black ones out of here, and then we'll just put in some different colours, some reds, blues and some yellows, and we'll see what happens. And then hopefully you will see that even though it's empty and devoid of any of the black ones, if we just put these coloured ones in, hopefully it might knock. There you go. So as you can see there, you do have to be careful that you don't nudge this, but you can see there that we put the coloured ones in and we've got some of those black ones come back out again. So they were lodged onto some of the shelves. You put in those cubes and then you would determine from here. So there's 6 and 7 yellows, so the yellows would win and all of the red ones would go. But you would take out all of the same number of the yellow ones if it was yellow against red, and that would leave you with one of the yellow ones for the victorious player. But that's just a quick overview, and as you can see, that's all the ones that were left in the tower. So we had some more of the black ones, and some other ones, other coloured ones had been lodged in there as part of that particular sort of sequence. But yeah, that's a nice little gimmick, that sort of thing there, really. So we've got that, and this will go back into here as well, and the dice tower will come back into the box here, and there you are. So there you are, that's that nice looking insert that I was saying about. Very, very chunky. Hopefully it's going to hold sleeved cards. There aren't that many cards in the game by the looks of things, so a lot of this stuff will be for tokens, but you've only got these 2 packs of cards here that you're going to be using through the game. There are some blank cards. Now they're not for you to sort of write on or anything. Some of these blank cards you will be using as dummy cards when you place those onto your board. To say you might be fighting in a region, you might be putting down a blank card, which means that when you reveal that, you're not doing any battles, but somebody else might try and counter you by going, I think they might want to fight me in a particular region, so I'll put one of my cards down as like a defensive card, and then you don't actually do a battle. You've used your cards in different areas. So as I say, this is a very nice insert in this game. As I say, I don't know how it plays. I've not watched more than just the one video at the minute. I'll try and watch a few to see how games are played, just to get an idea. But I thought for £7.50 it was worth a punt, as they say. So we'll bring this back in, and we'll use the box as something to put the rule book on, as we just give you a flick through. So you've got your obligatory contents page, you've got the tribe boards, you've got all of your different cubes here. The one thing they didn't give you, by the looks of things in here, unless they're under the tray, is they didn't give you any individual bags to store the different coloured cubes, so I may just have to get some of them out of my own stock. But you've got lots of different tokens there, all the monies, and the energy tokens, which are these sort of blue symbols here. And then it shows you how to set up the game, and starting round, placing armies and such like. Shows you how that thing works with the dice tower. So you'll put a certain amount of pieces in there at the start, I would think, just to give it a kick, as it was to have some in there. There may be a certain amount for each race or each army, each player that's playing the game, just to give that a start off. And then you've got explanations about how the game plays, structures, and then tells you how to do a battle in detail and the outcomes. You've got the magic spaces, and then you've got performance of actions. So the rulebook's not that big, it's only 16 pages. It's a game, as you can see here, it's been done by Queen Games and designed by Mike Elliott and Dirk Henn. So as I don't know anything about it. I'd seen pictures of it before, you know, on different websites and things, but never really sort of took much notice. And I was just flicking through the sale on the Kienda pages last week when they sent out their last email newsletter to say that their doors were finally closing on Friday. Had a look round and thought, well, as I say, for £7.50 it was worth a shot. So yeah, not a huge amount of stuff that I need to sort out, but I'll crack on with that once this video is complete. And once we've got this to the table, I'll probably do a review of it, and that'll be up on things like Zartu and Everything Board Games Magazine sites, hopefully in due course. Those are the two sites I do written reviews for, as well as doing reviews, unboxings and bits and pieces on this channel. And for those of you who are subscribers and have watched my other videos, you'll have seen a few of these. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick unboxing just to show you this, in case this sort of game was something that you might fancy getting into or having a look at. But yeah, once we've done a playthrough, I'll come back with more thoughts, hopefully. And until then, it's bye for now.